Assalamualaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to our live session. As I understand your situation, you've been married for 12 years and you and your husband have 2 children. You're very pleased with your husband as he is a very kind human being, but he is introverted and he doesn't like to communicate very much with other people. You do say that he's a wonderful father, though, and he provides everything needed at home. The problem comes in terms of intimacy. You state that that is missing from your marriage, and for unknown reasons, he does not like to be intimate very often. For instance, when you were pregnant, there was a time that you didn't have sex for more than a year and a half. And you're frustrated, understandably so, and you're also perplexed how he can go so long without having intimate sex. You also state that there's no intimacy concerning hugs or kisses or cuddling or making you feel wanted. Also, you don't get the comfort that you need at times when you're feeling down or sad or you just need a hug. Sister, I'm not sure how long this has been going on, and I kindly suggest, inshallah, that you look at the beginning of your marriage and kind of figure out, was he like this from the beginning of marriage? Or was he more affectionate, more comforting? Was he more intimate? And if so, when did this stop? Did it stop suddenly, or did it start tapering down, or what happened? If you can kind of just write down the answer to these questions and maybe a form of a timeline, that might be helpful for you, because it might pinpoint something that happened during the marriage, like he changed jobs, or possibly somebody in his family passed away, or something else happened that may have triggered him to withdraw even further from intimate contact, as well as being supportive and comforting to you as his wife, right? So if you can, please journal this a little bit in a timeline and see if you could, find any little clues or events or triggers that may have led to this. That would be very helpful, inshallah. I can understand that you're very frustrated and it makes your mood off. Because when we get married, of course, it is expected that we're going to have an intimate spouse, right? We get married, and intimacy and having sex, making love, is part of a marriage. However, on the other hand, there are some individuals who do have a very low sex drive, and that's normal for them. And there are some individuals who are asexual, meaning, that sex is not really an interest to them. And if this is your husband, that would explain why maybe, he was a little bit introverted. He doesn't communicate with people much, and so forth. And that's not to say that a low sex drive or being asexual is the cause of this, no. But what may be the cause of it, if he is that he did get married, and he knows that in a marriage in Islam, that making love and being intimate with one's spouse is expected, right? So he may be trying to fit a certain mold or a certain expectation that naturally he can't. And if, he does have a low sex drive, or if he is asexual, or there's other things going on, he may be feeling bad about that and, withdrawing more. But to clarify, if he does have a low sex drive or is asexual, there's nothing wrong with that in itself, but he should have just been honest with you, from the beginning. On the other hand, it could be that he's depressed. It could be that he's having problems at his job. It could be that he has medical issues, possibly high blood pressure, for example, or prediabetes, or he's taking medication that causes a low sex drive. However, that coupled with his being an introvert and not really wanting to communicate much with people, may negate that. So I kindly suggest that, you do speak with him and ask him if he would please consider getting a physical just to rule out anything that might be medical relating to this issue. With that said, he might want to also get counseling, or you may want to get counseling as a couple, or you may just want to get counseling on a regular basis in your area to help you cope with what's going on with the marriage until it's resolved, right? Because as you stated, it's changing your moods and you don't feel comforted when you need it. You thought you wouldn't divorce only for sex, but you're questioning that now and wondering how you can stay happy in a marriage that doesn't have intimacy. And that's a valid question, right? I mean, when we get married, we have intimacy in our marriages and we expect to have intimacy and closeness. But again, going back to what you stated about him being introverted and not really wanting to communicate much with people. So if that was the way he was when you married him and you were hoping it would get better, perhaps that's not the case. Perhaps he does not have that ability, right? Some people are just naturally to themselves. They're introverted, and they have a difficult time communicating and expressing love and expressing affection that way. So sister, I kindly suggest that, you start journaling time frames and what things were like when you were first married, what intimacy looked like then, if there's any triggers that could have changed his relationship with you towards intimacy. Did he withdraw more? Did he become more reclusive? Things of that nature. And I would attach dates to it if possible, like maybe months and years if you can, and kind of like look at it and see if there's anything that stands out as a red flag of something that may have, changed. I know you said you did talk to him, but inshallah, sister, please try to speak with him again and approach him in a manner of love and understanding, but clearly express, your need to speak with him and tell him how you feel and ensure that he understands that you love him and you're trying to save the marriage, but you also want to improve the marriage so that the two of you can rebond again. So inshallah, I hope that some of this has helped. Please do let us know how things work out and if we can be of any further assistance. We wish you the best.